Good morning, my dear friends and students. The topic of discussion for today is ABC analysis, VAT analysis, and stock turnover ratio of a cost accounting paper for become a fourth semester student. And first of all, I would like to give you concept of ABC analysis. Manufacturing organization find it useful to divide the material into three categories for the purpose of exercising selective control on materials. An analysis of the material cost will show that a high percentage of item of material in the store may contribute to a large percentage of the value of consumption, and on the other hand, a large percentage of item may represent a smaller percentage of the value of item consumed. Between these two extremes will fall those items the percentage number of which is more or less equal to their value of consumption. Items falling in the first category are treated as A item, of the second category as B item, and items of third category are taken as C item. Such an analysis of material is known as ABC analysis. The technique of stock control is also known as stock control according to value method. Thus, under this technique of material control, materials are listed in A, B, and C categories in descending order based on money value of consumption. The significance of this analysis is that a very close control is exercised over the item of A group, which account for a high percentage of cost, while less intrinsic control is adequate for category B and very little control would suffice for category C item. There are certain advantages of ABC analysis. First one, a strict control is exercised on the item which represent a high percentage of material cost. Management time is spent on A item, whereas C item and sometimes B items can be handled by clerical staff with less managerial supervision. Equal attention to all the item of stores is not desirable because it is expensive. Second advantage, investment in inventory is reduced to the minimum possible level because a reasonable quantity of A item representing a significant portion of the material cost is purchased. Third advantage is storage cost is reduced. A reasonable quantity of material which account for high percentage of value of consumption will be maintained in the store. The second concept, VAT analysis, I'm going to highlight it. VAT, vital, essential, and desirable analysis is used primarily for control of spare part. The spare part can be divided into three categories: vital, essential, or desirable, keeping in view the criticality to production. The spares, the stock out of which, even for a short time, will stop production for quite some time, and where the cost of the of stock out is very high are known as vital spares. The spares, the absence of which cannot be tolerated for more than a few hours or a day, and the cost of lost production is high, and which are essential for the production to continue, are known as essential spares. The desirable spares are those spares which are needed, but their absence for even a week or so will not lead to stoppage of production. Some spares, though negligible in monetary value, may be vital for the production to continue and require constant attention. Such spares may not receive the attention they deserve if they are maintained according to ABC analysis, because their value of consumption is small. So in their case, VAT analysis is made to get effective result. Third concept I would highlight is stock inventory turnover ratio. Inventory turnover ratio is also one method of exercising material control. The stock turnover ratio is calculated as cost of material consumed during the period divided by cost of average stock held during the period. Average stock is the average of the opening stock and the closing stock. The stock turnover ratio can also be determined in days. Stock turnover ratio in days equal days during the period divided by inventory turnover ratio. It is essential to compare the turnover of different kinds of material to find out the items which are slow moving, thus helping management to avoid keeping capital lockup in such item. A slow ratio is an indicator of slow moving stock, accumulation of obsolete stock, carrying of too much stock. On the other hand, a high turnover ratio is an indication of fast moving stock and less investment in stock. A low turnover ratio will lead to disadvantage arising out of overstocking. If the stock turnover ratio for a particular item is 0, it means that the item had not been used at all during the period and should immediately be disposed of. Otherwise, the quality of the item will be deteriorated. Exception to this is spare part for machinery in use, which can be required at any time when the machinery goes out of order. Thus, spare parts should be kept in stock for the period machinery in use. In this connection, it is worthwhile to have a discussion on slow-moving, dormant, and obsolete stock of store item. Slow-moving stocks are those items of store which are not issued at frequent intervals. The issue of such items are irregular and are not met at normal intervals. Dormant stock are those items of stock which are rarely issued from the store. Consumption of such material is almost nil. These items are stored in case of need, such as spare part may be needed when the machinery goes out of order. Obsolete stocks are those items of stores which have become outmoded and have no further use for the purpose they were purchased. Stock may become obsolete because of changes in product design or method of production, use of substitute materials, discontinuation of a product, etc. With this word, I conclude my speech for today. Thank you so much.